Hello, today I'm speaking to Carl Weir, who is co-chair of the Global Cross-Asset Committee at the FIX Protocol. And you just came off the panel just now this morning about delivering value in a multi-asset trading world. So before we get into some of the technical and business questions, can you give us sort of a rundown on why the Cross-Asset Committee was formed and what some of the goals are?
Absolutely. The actual panel we had was from what people tell me, a roaring success for the second time we've done that type of panel with the FIX Protocol. What I do, or why we created the Global Cross-Asset Committee with the FIX Protocol, is to basically have oversight of the many disparate committees which are within the FIX Protocol, such as the OTC derivatives panel, which looks at regulations, more specifically with market data, FX, which is related to both trading and market data, and fixed income, which, as per recent articles through Finextra as well, covers CDSs, IRSs, cash bonds, and has gone through 2 phases and is now in its 3rd phase, whereby it's including a messaging type for instruments which allows both fixed income and OTC derivatives to be utilised within the one space, one messaging part of the protocol. And this is a big step. With regards to the panel, one of the things that was brought up was what are the changing technology, what are the tools and services out there?
Yeah, I mean, on the panel you mentioned some of the technology that supports multi-asset trading, this sort of software as a service and cloud services. Can you go into a bit more detail on that?
Oh, interestingly, they're doing it a number of ways. You still have your old terminal suppliers, and I'm not referring to any particular vendor who does that. You've got ones who provide web applications. What different buy and sell sides, for that matter, are interested in is time to market, rapid deployment, cost efficiencies, transparencies, which will be focused on by both our buy sides and the regulators as well. So if we look at it from the bottom-up approach, we have a lot of vendors, some of whom are here today, are offering cloud services, in particular private cloud services, which are the most secure. And within that, they can offer 3 types of services with the multivariate products they've got. One being software as a service, so getting access to, say, EMSs or execution management systems, as opposed to order management systems, taking best of breed from a particular vendor. Some of those vendors are actually combining clouds into what we call hybrid clouds, which I can use product A and product B, because product A may not necessarily be multi-asset. I combine A with B, I get exactly the solution I want at the cost I need, at the speed I require. On top of that, the software as a service, some are offering platform as a service. So a fully fledged system front to back, including market data. As a sidebar to that, some are providing within that network something which wasn't necessarily available previously, which is data libraries with the proliferation of algos. And I'm not just talking equity algos, you've got FX algos, algo pairs, fixed income algos, futures algos, and the combination of those in a multi-asset stream. They're all offering this within a cloud as a platform. You then have infrastructure as a service. So the short acronyms are SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS.
We all love our acronyms.
We do. With infrastructure as a service, you then broaden the remit of what a buyer or sell side or an individual client wants. It's definitely about speed and about the ability to get out to as much of the market as possible in the smallest amount of time. Vendors such as Equinix, Interxion, Savas, Telex in the US, all of these are providing data centers, data farms, which cross-connect between each other. Admittedly, costs are higher for those type of specialities, but they're there for what the market is adapting to. One thing I want to highlight with this is FIX, which, if you call it a FIX trading community, which is how the trading is done, it's powered by FIX. All these other extremities, from the cloud to software as a service to market data, it all starts, where Fix starts.
So you've got all this sort of technology that supports multi-asset trading, but sort of historically the trading floor is very, very siloed. With separate trading desks. What business challenges does this bring up when you have a trading floor and traders looking at a multi-asset world?
Simplest answer to that is a lot of desks are being unsiloed. You'll have an ETF desk sitting next to an ETP desk. You'll have a fixed income desk sitting next to an algo desk because the technologies underneath are both, I wouldn't say high frequency, but I would say fast. You have some institutions that are absolutely high frequency, and that's a completely different topic and a can of worms, both regulatory and vendor-wise and buy and sell side-wise. But fixed income for rates, massive amounts of prices that are going through, or quotes. FX, same for prices. On the street, I've heard some institutions are running 2 billion FX pricing messages a month, and that's the bottom end of the amount of messages going through. You have some buy sides who are trading in the nanosecond versus another institution who may be trading in the millisecond. So I have 100 opportunities to get a better price than my competitor. All of these tools are now focused on, okay, if I'm doing cross-asset, so I trade an equity but I want an FX price as soon as possible. I want to do a future, which I'm going to hedge with an equity on a good till date basis, or I'm going to create an OTC derivative instrument which will combine not only, say, I don't want to mention LIBOR, but 3-month LIBOR rate with a structured swap against it with a 5-year coupon at actual. To construct that and to run it, you need the mechanisms in order to achieve that goal. Fix being one of them, underlying technology being the other. As Angela mentioned from Banker IMI, she's head of retail on that side, and as Wolfgang mentioned from Eurex, they've created a retail operation. NASDAQ have just launched a retail operation. There is movement within the industry to find and create liquidity in both single asset classes and multiple asset classes. And it's just a matter of where's the next step. And that's what the technology is there for.